Hi, I'm Kirsty and I'm a junior.
Hi, my name is Gigi and I'm a junior.
Hi, I'm Emma and I'm a junior, and this is our first problem. The first thing to note is term A is not prime, so you would have like two multiple ways to do it, which would be 6 times 1 or 2 times 3. And then another thing to note is since this is a positive and this is a negative, each number here would both have to be negative. So this one would not work because the only way to make 15 is 1 times 15, 3 times 5. So this would not work because that equals negative 30 and this is negative 3x. So this would not be able to equal negative 19. And then if you switch them, it still would not be able to work because it's just negative 5x. Negative 18x still does not equal negative 19, and 1 and 15 would not work just because it's way too big. So this just does not work. So you'd have to do 2x and 3x, and these numbers have to equal to 6x. So you would have to do negative 3 here and negative 5 here. So this would equal negative 10x, and this would equal negative 9x. To equal because 10x minus 9x equals negative 19x, and negative 3 times negative 5 equals 15, so these match up. That's correct.
Okay, so the problem we have here is 10x squared plus 21x plus 2. And so the first thing we're going to do is label our terms. So our quadratic term would be a, our linear would be b, and our constant is c. The next thing we're going to do is find two numbers that multiply to a. So it would be 10 times 1 and 5 times 2. And then two numbers that equal to c, which is 2, would just be 2 times 1 since it's a prime number. And then our factored form should be like a plus c and a plus c, since b is a positive and c is a positive number. And then so it should look like, we could try this first one. It would be 10x plus 1x, and then our c numbers are 2 and 1. And so the next thing we're going to do is we would multiply the first number and the last. So 10 times 1, that would be 10, right here, 10 and 10x. And then the insides, we would also multiply it. So 2 times 1x would be 2x, and that should equal b, which is 21, but this is 12x. So we can't really use this. That's why order is important in here, because it needs to be in the right place. So we can try and switch up our c's. 10x plus 1. So now that our c's are in a different place, you can try it again. And so 10x times 2 is 20x, and then 1 times 1x is just 1x. And so when we add these two, 20x plus 1x, it would be 21x, which is b. So this is our factored form.
Okay, so the problem is 9x squared minus 9x minus 10. And the first thing to note is that this is the a term, this is the b term, and this is the c term. So 9 is not prime. It has multiple factors, and so we can list them out here. So 9 times 1 equals 9, and 3 times 3 equals 9. And then the same thing with negative 10. Negative 10 times 1 equals negative 10. 10 times negative 1 equals 10. 5 times 2 equals, or negative 5 times 2 equals 10, and 5 times negative 2 equals 10. And so we're going to plug in each option into these empty spaces. And another thing to note, that since 10 is negative, there's going to be multiple options, so that's why we have 9x, that's why we have two 9x things, because one has to be negative. So we're going to plug in these numbers into the spaces. So for the first one, 9x plus 1, x minus 10, and we'll multiply the negative 10 and negative 9, which will equal negative 90, and then 1 times 1, which is positive 1. And this is way too big for this number, so we know that's not correct. Okay, then we can just switch these two numbers, and this is representing this one, so 9x plus 10 and x minus 1. 9 times negative 1 is negative 9 plus 10, which is 1, and that again does not equal negative 9. So since there's so many different combinations, we're not going to go through all of them, so you're just going to have to try different ones and see which ones work. But I'm just going to go straight to the right answer. So it would be this, the third option. And okay, after mixing and matching, and we've determined that it's the third one, you would get 3x plus 2 and 3x minus 5. And if we can solve it by doing 3 times negative 5 is negative 15 plus 3 times 2, which is positive 6. So negative 15 plus 6 equals negative 9. And that matches with this.
Okay, so the problem we have here is 10x squared minus 47x plus 42. And so let's remember that this is A, B, and C. And so the first thing we have to do is to find the factors of A, which is 10 right here, and we have two pairs, which is 10 times 1 and 5 times 2. And so then we would need to find the factors of C. And we have here 42, but since B is a negative, then we would need to have two negative numbers that multiply in order to get a positive C. So we would have 4 pairs, negative 42 times negative 1, negative 21 times negative 2, negative 14 times negative 3, negative 7 times negative 6. And so we would set up our factors like this, and so the numbers of A would be in the first part of the parentheses, so we can have 10 right here and 1 right here. Oh, one thing I forgot, this is supposed to be 10x and 1x, since we have x squared right here. And so so this would be, we would have negative signs for both parentheses, since C is positive and B is a negative term. And then in the second one we could have 5x and 2x. And then we would plug in the factors of C in the second part of the parentheses. So we could try 42 and 1. And if you multiply this 10x and negative 1, you would get negative 10x, and negative 42 times 1 is negative 42x, and that wouldn't really equal B. So we would eliminate this. So you would eventually reach to negative 6 and negative 7, so we can try that. And then if you multiply 5x times 7, that would get you to negative 35x, and negative 6 times 2x, that would be negative 12x, which would get you to negative 47x, which is B. So this is your right answer.
How do you change your factoring process when the A term is not prime?
I think the big idea is just having or realizing that there's multiple possibilities in factoring. So for example, in 9x squared is 9 is not a prime number. There's multiple factors that can equal 9, like 9 and 1 and 3 and 3. So there's multiple possibilities to factor this, and if the 9 was a 3, it would only be 3 and 1 because 3 and 1 is the only two numbers that multiply by each other to get to 3.
Hey guys, thank you for watching. I hope you learned a lot. Please ask us for more help. Like and subscribe down below. Bye. Hey guys, so thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys learned.
Hello, my name is Emma.
Stop!
Hi, my name is Hello.
Yo, what's up? My name's Gigi.